Trying to get his streams done for those high winds start again. It's supposed to get really windy later today, isn't it? Maybe I will sleep for. I don't know if this is a sleep schedule fixing stream or an I'm going to ruin my entire life stream. And you know what? We're going to find out together. You and me. I did not shake that well enough. Why can't it be both? Oh, it can. That's the best part. You haven't slept yet, have you? I have and I haven't. Tom hasn't. He's been up for 24 hours. What up, Mon? I take it you didn't watch Moon Knight episode 2? Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't seen the first one, so it wouldn't have made sense for me to jump straight to 2. I've been hearing good things, though. I saw someone say so far it was their favorite Marvel show ever, and I was like, I don't know if I trust their judgment. Because that would mean that whatever's going on in Moon Knight is better than whatever was going on in WandaVision. And if you think something was better than WandaVision, I'm not sure if I trust your judgment. I know I haven't seen Moon Knight, but just hear me out. The logic's there, just don't look into it very deep. Took a very normal 4 a.m. shower and it fucked me. Hey, me too. And then I found out Better Call Saul Season 5 finally got put on Netflix. So I watched the first episode of that. Loki sitting right there. I liked Loki. I actually liked Loki and WandaVision, but I'm pretty sure I liked WandaVision more. Like, I've only seen either of them once, but I saw them in pretty close proximity to each other because they came out close to each other. But if you were to ask me which one I want to rewatch right now, I would say WandaVision. Especially, like, WandaVision for me is cool because a lot of times when you get TV shows, whether it be Marvel or regular, you know, whatever, they have to build, right? I mean, that's natural show progression. You start off in what is typically a very basic start off position, or maybe it's like a crazy first episode, but most shows start somewhere, and a lot of them started around the same place, right? And then the story, as it naturally progresses, will build and work its way up. You know, it'll be a little wavy, but it'll build its way to a climax, and then it peaks near the end, right? And then typically, again, with these Marvel shows especially, they lead you on some kind of cliffhanger to lead you into the next season, right? That's how, I mean, to an extent, Loki, that's how a lot of TV shows work. WandaVision has such a unique start to me that you don't start here where a lot of TV shows start at. You start in fucking way out in left field in the fucking nosebleed section of the stands. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And then you work your way from what the fuck is happening to the middle of the show. And by the time you get to the middle of the show, you kind of figure out what's going on, but you're already at the middle, so you don't go through that beginning building section almost. It's like you just kind of, by the time it dips down, it turns right back up. You never actually have that slow build start thing that a lot of TV shows have, because WandaVision is just so fucking crazy in the first few episodes, which I like a lot. I think that's why I end up liking WandaVision so much. The first few episodes of that show, they might not be, but they feel like such a big risk, and I wish shows would do that more often. I don't know. I fucked with WandaVision a lot. It made me like Wanda when I didn't really care about her before. Imagine being in Gigameth in this chat, yeah. Whomst ever would. The show also confirmed that Vision and Wanda did indeed fuck. I mean, yeah, that's not why I watched it, but if that's what you were in it for, I'm glad you got the info out of it. You know what game came out? I was skimming through PlayStation's games on sale. Today. There's a shit ton of, there's a big spring sale going on PSN right now. And you know what game came out and just completely flew right by us? I didn't even fucking know it came out. You guys remember, I don't remember if it was E3, it wasn't this year's Game Awards. Maybe it was this year's Game Awards. One of the gaming shows in the last year showed off a new, really weird top-down view Mario Party style looking Monopoly game. Like it had the Monopoly name and branding on it, but it wasn't Monopoly. And we were all like, oh shit, you know, that'll be a fun party game whenever it comes out. It came out December 8th. Nobody told me, wasn't paying attention, never even fucking realized. And I know it's got to be a great game because it's already on sale on PSN Store. So Nick, can you play Pummel Party? I think I've played Pummel Party once. And I don't remember who I played it with. That's not to say I wouldn't play Pummel Party. It's just like, you know, if the group came to me one day and said, hey, we're playing Pummel Party, I'd be like, all right, sure. But it's kind of what it hinges on, is friends to play Pummel Party with. Spawn Diggs got a 4-year, $104 million extension in the Bills. Good God. I think we played together. I have an eerie feeling that the one time I did play Pummel Party, I was fucking plastered. Which would explain why I don't really remember it, but I'm pretty sure I did it. Chrono Cross? Fill me in on what Chrono Cross is. Is that a remake of the sequel or prequel to Chrono Trigger? But it's a remake, right? Like a redone? Sounds like a standard Thunder playthrough. I have cut way back on my drinking. In fact, when was the last time I drank on stream? Weeks ago? Was it? Earliest I could think of would have been that time that I cut my stream so I could run to the liquor store, and that was so I get drunk for movie night, not for streams. I don't even count. It would have been before then. Morning, Braun. Yo, Keepling. Keepling, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. It was weeks ago, was it? Well, because if it wasn't weeks ago, it was further. I started playing Halo 1 and I don't get the hype. I hope it gets better. You won't. You won't get the hype for Halo 1. I think it'll get better in Halo 2 as you progress the story. Ask Jedi, he'd know. But Halo was revolutionary for its time. It's like going back and playing Assassin's Creed 1. Assassin's Creed 1 is a bad game. But at the time Assassin's Creed 1 came out, there were not any other games to compare it to. Assassin's Creed 1 and Uncharted had really similar playstyles, and they came out within like weeks of each other. But before those two games, there weren't really games like that much. Stop fooling his alcoholism. I've cut back. I've just cut back on drinking because I'm really on my health shit right now. Fucking, this is my last meal for the day. I take that back. I might actually have one more shake after this. But, I'm not saying Halo 1's a bad game. I'm saying like maybe the story will unfold and maybe you'll get into the story as you get deeper into the games. But I wouldn't expect Halo 1 to be like the mind-blowing, wow, you know what I mean? There you go. Yeah, Jedi know more than me. Trying to go to sleep. My eyelashes are plotting to... Why are your eyelashes plotting to kill you? What's going on there? 2:34 a.m. stream. What the fuck? My stupid Microsoft Windows weather thing that I need to just delete. It never does anything positive ever. It just popped up for a split second and said it was fire weather. On my little Microsoft shit in the corner, it just popped up and said fire weather. First of all, it's 45 degrees outside. Secondly, it rained a good amount last night. Nothing is catching on fire. I could not go out and light a tree on fire right now if I tried. Like, I need to just get... There's a way you can turn off that shitty weather thing in the corner, and I need to do it because it's never right and it's always annoying. Due to the amount of overgrowth from the winter, I have the same warning in that in the area I was at just a week ago. We were at catastrophic fire warning. It just rained. I get the overgrowth, and I get that there's probably a lot of dead grass and shit around. I'm all with that. It's fucking wet outside, not fire weather. Southern California's hitting 97 today? Hot damn. Literally. What up, Games with Bear? Chat, my plans, like, we can shoot the shit for as long as you guys want. You know, I'm all for that, always. But, my plans... Point around with maybe... starting a Pokemon ROM hack. Today. Part of me wants to be stupid and start like a... It can't be Fallout New Vegas because the music in the background, which upsets me. But part of me wants to be stupid and start like a big long game. I don't want to start Life is Strange this morning tomorrow because it's a weird morning stream. That's the only thing keeping me from it. And I know what you're thinking. Well, why would you start Pokemon? I don't know. At this point, for God of War, I might as well wait till we're closer to the other release date. I want to start a big, long, stupid game. I don't think I would want it to be Horizon. I don't know why. But it'd be something along the lines of, like, New Vegas or something. Just so I have a game where, like, if we default to grazing, and, like, late at night, like, I have a game to kick on. Because I'm off my League Addiction, and I'm off my TFT kick, which I think are both better for me mental health-wise. Not necessarily because the games are awful, I mean, because they are, but, like, just, I will get lost in those games, and then it literally affects me. So when I'm better off with that. But if we do end up grazing late at night, I like having a game to go to. Funnily enough, Demonic, the game I was just thinking of in my head was Outer Worlds. But does Outer Worlds have a soundtrack in the background? I guess I don't have any nostalgia to it. I could just turn it off. Does Outer Worlds have a copywritten soundtrack like the Fallout games do? Or I'll get claimed on Twitch and YouTube if I let the music run? Did I beat Elden Ring? No, I don't know if I'm going back to Elden Ring or not. Put around with the idea of going back to Fallout 4 because mods are in it, and I think mods could actually save a lot of Fallout 4 for me. Outer Worlds doesn't have a soundtrack worth playing? Okay, cool. It would also suck going through Fallout 4 without a proper soundtrack, but Fallout 4 I also don't have nearly as much nostalgia tied to. But if I got Fallout 4 on PC, I was thinking I could mod it. Well, that's just an idea. Just something to where, like, if I did literally one stream to kind of start the game up and sort of get into it, and then after we got that first stream out of the way, then that could literally just be the grazing stream. Skyrim. We started Skyrim a while ago. I could always pick up where I left off, but I don't know. I was thinking something like Outer Worlds, though. Outer Worlds would be pretty cool. Oh, or Ori. Oh my God, Ori. Those games aren't long, but those would be really fun grazing games, I think. Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will-O-Wisps. Because I haven't replayed Will-O-Wisp. I've played through Ori and the Blind Forest maybe 10 times. I have not played through Will-O-Wisp again since it came out, just because it's a bigger game. But I could back-to-back those. Those would be our grazing games. I actually like that idea a lot. I like that idea a lot. I'm playing as Samus in Fallout. It's cool. Are you doing like a Fallout 4 playthrough where you modded like a Samus cannon on it? You ever finish Cyberpunk? I never started Cyberpunk. And I've actually been watching 39 Daff is live right now with Cyberpunk. She goes live about this time of day. It's normally before I go to bed, or about the time I go to bed. But I've been watching Daff a couple mornings play through Cyberpunk, and it still looks god-awful. So, I don't know, like, I'm worried that them announcing that they're working on the new Witcher game means that they've said, oops, Cyberpunk's fixed. It's the game we said it would be, when it's nowhere close to that, and it's not at all fixed. But I do hope they actually still try to finish that game. I do hope they go back and actually try to, like make Cyberpunk something, because they, released the PS5 version, but the game's still dog shit. Whatever happened to Genshin? Cinna got a steering wheel and started playing Grand Theft Auto instead, which is fine. Genshin's free. If the group gets back on it, we'll get back on it. I never wanted to, actively play Genshin like me. I'll just go out and play Genshin. But the friend group was getting into it. Cinna had it on, BB downloaded it, BB had it on, Hom downloaded it, Hom had it on. They were talking Dotto into it, I think, briefly. And if everybody else is going to be on, it's like, yeah, well, fuck it, why not? I'm a higher level than everybody because I did play Genshin when it came out for a little bit. I'll just bump Genshin for a minute. So I downloaded it, and then I left for a weekend, and then by the time I got back, Cinna was off Genshin, and she was playing Grand Theft Auto, which Grand Theft Auto is the wave. I'm totally fine with that. I need to fix mine, actually, so I can play online with it, but that's a whole different thing. I have a stream safe idea. Let's watch the new Moon Knight episode. Back it and die, good shit. No, I think I've landed on it. I think I would just run through the Ori games. I think the Ori games are going to be our grazing. If we do fall into grazing. I love those games to death. And I want to play the second one again. But why not run through the first one first? Because I can beat the first one in 8 hours. I can 100% the first one in 8 hours. 5 hours, somewhere in there. And Ori really only requires that you see the intro. As long as you see the intro to Ori uninterrupted, you're good. And then every other part of Ori I can be in call for and it won't matter. So anyway, chat, my plan was either start a Pokemon ROM hack. The two I had in mind are pretty weird. I was either thinking Roman had COVID. Roman had COVID, and that was very real. Because you'll see the match Roman was supposed to have got backed up, or changed. It actually threw a wrench into their plans. And you might see that unfold. Anyway, let me finish my thought. Start a Pokemon ROM hack. I have two in mind. One of them is Light Platinum, which I did one stream of Light Platinum before, and I didn't go back to it. It wasn't Light Platinum's fault. I think other games just came up. Light Platinum is supposed to be one of the best ROM hacks out there that I've never played. Or retry Pokemon Grape, which was actually a pretty solid Pokemon Gen 1 ROM hack that I got 7 badges deep in. And I just kind of got lost. But then this time if I do it, since I've seen most of it already, I'll pull up a guide for it. Grape was actually really... It got obscenely difficult in parts for no reason. But Grape was actually really good. And I want to give Grape another shot. That was plan A. Plan B was to start the grazing game, but if I go with Ori, I don't need to start the grazing game. I can literally start the Ori, or I can start the grazing game when we start grazing next. That's no biggie.
Yo, haven't made it to a stream in half a year. That's what I get for living in the UK. New Pokemon ROM hack?
It is what you get for living in the UK. Banter Lad, thank you for the 17 months. Appreciate you. My second plan, if we weren't doing a ROM hack, was to start the grazing game, but if I'm doing Ori, I can do that later, because it's literally you need 10 minutes in the beginning for the intro to play out, and then you're good.
Yo, early morning, let's go. How's it going?
Hey, what up, Water Trash? Thank you, 23 months. The third idea I had, there was a horror game. There's a single-player horror game. It's an hour and a half long. I know I'm not normally the horror game guy, but this one really caught my interest for some reason. There's not even a platinum trophy for it, but I bought it. It's on a sale on PlayStation. I was like, let's look at this. And I wanted to play through it, number one, just so we have a game to play through. But number two, it's a test run. Because if the horror game's actually good, I'm going to make Cinna play it. Because it combines two things that scare Cinna the most. Horror and roller coasters. It is a horror game based in a theme park. Based in an amusement park. Hour and a half long. Hour and a half in length. Should take us no time. We can knock the whole thing out start to finish today. But it felt weird doing that in the morning, daytime. So I don't know if that was going to be, you know, the theme or not, what we went with. Ooh, what are we booing? Are we booing horror? Hey, what up, Wait? Oh, you were trying to scare me. I thought you were, like, actively, like, booing. Oh, you okay? I don't think I've ever seen you play a single horror game like Deadass. I played a couple. Oh, single player horror game. I played Until Dawn, when Until Dawn came out. Which was like 2011 or 13 or something, so I mean that one shouldn't count. I've done 2 of the Dark Anthology games with Nano, and the third one's out. We just haven't done it yet. I guess it's not single player. I guess it's co-op, but it's 2-player co-op, and it's still like a story thing. I don't know if that fits the. On Halloween streams before, I think I did Slenderman. I'm trying to think. Chat, you guys know what other horror. Have I done any more single player horror games? I played Dokkan. Yeah, that was a fucking nightmare. Play the horror game. I'm interested. We can kind of. We get a horror game today if y'all are about it. If y'all are about it. Knights of Azure. Knights of Azure just had floating titties. Friday the 13th, Death Counts. Well, he said single player horror games. Oh, okay, never mind. Ron was memeing us. I don't actually like horror games, particularly Resident Evil. I think I tried to play which remake came out first? Did Resident Evil 2 remake come out first? I tried to play Resident Evil 2 on stream, and I think I did it for one stream and canceled it. And then 3 came out, and I didn't really touch that one. Or vice versa, one of the two. I actually don't like playing horror. It's not... Some horror games are fine. I like the Decision ones. I really like Until Dawn. I do not... I have never fucked with me personally playing the Resident Evil games. Doesn't mean they're bad. I actually like watching B play through those games. I don't like playing through those games. It's actually part of the reason I like watching B so much is because she'll play a lot of the games that I want to see, but I don't want to play myself. About to sleep for 15 hours? Shout out women. Hell yeah, Hom. Get your rest. I did play Jedi Fallen Order. I would not count that as a horror game. I platinumed Jedi Fallen Order. That game was really fun. I said Until Dawn type game by 2K come out? I don't know, but I linked it to Nano. As soon as I saw the trailer for that one, I linked it to Nano. I'm not counting Doki Doki. Rhyme Wiggle going with the beat to this song is throwing me for a loop. That being said, I've had the Doki Doki Deluxe version or Enhanced Edition or whatever. The new one. Doki Doki Plus, is that what it's called? I've had that game forever. Been meaning to play it. Haven't done that yet. Kip, can you finish the thought of the first? You kind of didn't end on a word you can end a sentence with. If you clean up that question a little bit, I can try to answer that for you. Shit, dude, maybe I don't want to fix my sleep schedule. Maybe I want to keep being a complete fucking degenerate. Here's my ideal sleep cycle, chat. I didn't play Alien Isolation. Toasty did for a while. I don't remember if he streamed it or not. I tried to bring up Alien Isolation to some people in the friend group. I thought it'd be fun to watch them stream it, because that game is actually, that game's sick. Because the game's called Alien Isolation, the abbreviation's AI, and that's kind of the play on it, because the monster is AI. It learns how you play as you play, and it adapts to your play style. So it'll like learn what you're doing, and it'll stop you from doing it, and you have to learn a different play style. Is 50 Cent a regular part of your music library? Have you been on a weird 50 Cent kick? No. So like 5 years ago-ish, I really wanted to get a playlist going of like 90s, early 2000s, like hip hop, but I have no fucking idea where to start because I grew up in Kansas. And very, very slowly, I would just pick and choose occasional songs I would hear and be like, that goes there, that goes there. And I finally caved. I was just doing 90s stuff for a while, but I finally caved and started adding early 2000 stuff, and this is within the last 2 months or so. So I have a decent little playlist going now, but it's got. I found out I like 50 Cent a lot more than I thought I would. 50 Cent and Nate Dogg have grown on me a lot since I'm going through this little venture. I tried Cooking Companion. No, don't want to. What happened to Chow Garden? I haven't done that. We are going to finish Chow Garden one day. Chow Garden will literally be a thing where one day I boot up stream and we will probably be done with it in 2 hours. The reason I haven't not Chow Garden, Chow Resort Island. The reason I haven't done Chow Resort Island yet is because I just need to grind. I need to rewatch the last parts that got put up on YouTube so I remember where I'm at, and then I need to grind up some of my Chow to like max stats basically. Just to see. And then I think we were going to spend the next couple of streams just hatching some eggs, seeing what kind of cool Chow we could get, and going through Evos, and that, like, we're literally done after that. Chow is essentially over. There's not a whole lot to see other than, like, the finishing touches and wrapping a little bow up on the end for Resort Island. So, other than that, we're not really missing anything. It's not... We beat, like, every race, right? So it's more or less it's, like, what I want to do. It's like I've already done everything that you kind of have to do to win the game. Win the game, whatever. I've got an 8-hour 90s and 2000s playlist I can link if you want. Maybe DM it to me on Discord. I might flip through it. What up, Garcia? How you doing? Anyway, that's what we're looking at. That's what's on the table. Are we doing a little horror in the morning? A little horror in the morning? SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 for the 360. Did they... Can you emulate those games? Emulating the old WWE games would be... That shit would go crazy. I know Holm was playing them a while back. Horror in the morning. I feel like I struggle when I say horror in the morning because that's where my brain goes now. Because we were having that talk the other day. We were about to play... something squad. That shitty game we played the other day. Y'all were there for it. Oh yeah, I guess I wouldn't even want 2007. I wouldn't want the PS3 games. I would just want the PS2 ones. Yeah, that should be easily emulatable. I don't think about that. He said PS3, and that's where my brain went, but the more I thought, I was like, no, I wouldn't have to do that. I thought about getting into Master Duel. I don't think I have the money necessary for me to get into Master Duel. So unless I started up a Master Duel GoFundMe, which I'm not going to do, I don't think Master Duel is happening. It is actually a little too warm in here. Must be that fire weather kicking in. Here comes the Pain Classic. I think I would run down the list in the order I played them. I think I would skip SmackDown Know Your Role for the PS1, because I don't remember that game being very good. But I would start on SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, and then Here Comes the Pain, and then SmackDown vs. Raw, and those would probably be the 3 I'd run through. And all 3 of those have different and pretty cool story modes, so I'd be all in for that shit. Oh, I told y'all the day that I step on the scale and weigh myself when I'm under 180 pounds, I'm shaving the beard. I'm shaving the beard and probably mustache. I can literally do that anytime, by the way. I haven't fasted in like a week. I haven't like just taken a day where I don't eat and don't drink that much. But the next time I do that, it's fucking curtains. But I'm trying not to do that. Master Duel is fairly free-to-play friendly. Not the way I would want to play it. I saw Dotto and Dion starting up with those decks, and it's not like Rhyme, right? Rhyme will make a Blue Eyes deck and be like, this is a Blue Eyes deck. I can use this forever. And then we'll occasionally make a different deck like for fun or whatever. Dion and I are built the same. Dion and I are lunatics. I want to make like 30 different super gimmick decks, right? Master Duel does not favor the way I would want to play Master Duel with the way it's lined up. So I'm kind of just stuck waiting for that next, if there's supposed to be another Yu-Gi-Oh! Release sometime soon, that's kind of what I'd be waiting on. For like, console or something. Though I think I'm confusing it with Master Duel, which just means I'm fucked, but... Because the way I would want to play that, I would have like 2 different Exodia decks. Fucking, if there's any mutually assured destruction type deck, shit like that. I would want to make a bunch of, you know, a deck that has like a 10% chance of winning, but if I do win, you look like an idiot type shit. You know what I mean? Like, just trap you in some bullshit stuff. So I do not, the way I would play Master Duel does not lend itself very kindly to my wallet. RC Win, how you doing? I think it's 75 months. Look, it's been a while. You holding up? Wasn't that when Mick Foley helped write the story modes? From what I remember, the stories themselves were not actually that great. They were just cool because you kind of got to wrestle everybody. And you got to go for the title, and I don't know. It's just classic stuff. I'm a child. I only play decks that I think look cool. Nothing wrong with that. But it's like, I think a Harpy Ladies deck could be fun too. You know what I mean? But that'd just be like one of the things that I'd want to run. I'd want to run a bunch of shit. I'm into skating. I used to be into skateboarding. Skateboarding has kind of fallen off for me. I tried to record the Summer Olympics when that happened. In Tokyo? I tried to record the Summer Olympics skateboarding. But their fucking TV programming and scheduling was so fucked up that even though I hit record on the skateboarding, it had like no skateboarding in it. It was all some other thing that happened right before skateboarding. Didn't actually get to see any of it. I was so mad. That being said, I have Peacock, and Peacock had all the Winter Olympic shit on it, so I wonder if it'll let me go back to the Summer Olympic stuff. I follow a kid from Japan on Twitter, though, who was in the Summer Olympics, and One Piece just sent him a bunch of free shit. It looked pretty badass. He, like, got sponsored or something over there. It's really sick. I finished college and had to move to Florida, then I got a job, so pretty good. Well, goddamn, good shit, bud. Glad to see you're doing well. Here Comes the Pain might be the weakest when it comes to the story mode, but being able to save your data from past seasons? Save your data from past seasons, what does that mean? It's been so long since I played. I literally haven't played the game since I was a child. It's been so long I didn't hear the carryover. I've seen a deck where you literally give your opponent Exodia so they get the win. What the fuck? It'd be funny because I know you can play ranked on that game, right? Is it possible? Can I go in and fucking smurf? Can I go in and just tank my deck rank by just doing as shitty as humanly possible? You won the title as Randy Orton. You could carry over that season to your next season. So you could start next season as Randy Orton with the title, basically. I don't think I'm thinking of Here Comes the Pain. I think this happens in SmackDown versus Raw. But if you win the title and the year ends, and then you start up another year with the title, it immediately starts with two superstars stealing your title from the back. And then you have an option to ask them for a match, and then if you win the match, you get your title back, or you can run out to the ring and kick their ass. Pretty sure this is SmackDown versus Raw after you play the game for one full season or year or whatever. And I remember if you pick the option to run down to the ring and kick their ass, you do, and you shit talk them. And I'm like, yeah, that's fucking badass. And then the game says you're a bad guy for doing that. Like, oh, he's, you know, because they didn't say heel and face back then. They said clean or dirty. And I'm like, oh, he's dirty. Like, what the fuck? They stole my shit and I got it back. What do you mean I'm dirty? Like, not really anymore, because once you achieve a rank, there's no demotion. Oh, lame. The 1 year long story, when you finish the first year, you can go right back into the next year and it all carries over. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. I'm pretty sure it was SmackDown vs. Raw, because I always played Shawn Michaels on that one. Maybe. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was an earlier one. I don't remember. Whatever. I remember Shut Your Mouth, because the games progressively gave you less and less freedom, so they could just construct it, I don't know, more, better, whatever. But I remember Shut Your Mouth, you have so much freedom. You can walk around, you can go to the back and ask for a show transfer whenever. As long as you aren't champion, you ask for a show transfer whenever. You can interfere in any match you want to, because you just go down the card waiting for your own match, or if you're not on the card that night. So I would just sit there. I'd play damn near every match. I'd be like Jeff Hardy usually. And I'd send myself out there just to make whoever I wanted to win the match. You know? Because back then the referee would actually stay down for more than 4 seconds. Because nowadays you can crank ref downtime for as long as possible and it's still 4 fucking seconds. You would go out there and you would get a chair and you would hit the ref in the head with a chair. So the ref was out. And then you'd beat the hell out of whoever you didn't like. That way they'd get a huge advantage. The classic fucking WWE games were it, man. I miss THQ. I know THQ Nordic exists, but I miss THQ. What up, Akira? How you doing? Showstopper, how you doing? Maybe the ref should... You just can't keep the ref down anymore. I don't know what it is. We'll know for sure on Friday, but good news. Looks like Roman is not going to be forfeiting the belts. Again, he might walk out Friday and say he's giving up the titles and his reign's complete. Because, like, if his left arm's actually fucked up. But he was really selling the left arm. You could create your own taunt and idle animation and running animation. You couldn't create a character in those games, though. I don't think so. You couldn't create a wrestler back then. And Here Comes the Pain or Shut Your Mouth. I don't know if you could in SmackDown versus Raw. I like the later ones in like WWE 13 when you could make your own moves though. I would always make my own move and it'd just be a 90 hit fucking barrage. When I created my own move, you could? Oh shit. Maybe I just didn't like doing that. Maybe I just wasn't creative. When you got to the games you could make your own move, it'd be a 10 hit move because it was the most amount of hits you could do. And it would be as many nut shots as I could possibly fit in with a poison mist spray to the face somewhere in the middle there. And then I'd end it with whatever move I thought was cool. Then you'd pick him up and hit him with a, you know, like an F5 or a fucking jackhammer or something. Or a super kick. Here comes the pain, you can't. I must have just never played with that. I just think I didn't use it. I was like, Shawn Michaels in this game. Why do I gotta beat anybody else? Yeah. Make your own move was a fucking menace. It'd just be fucking nut kick, nut punch, get down, fucking low blow, get up, nut kick, knock him over, double knees to the nuts. Fucking that was the whole move. Poison mist processor there somewhere, and then eventually, yeah, you just pick him up and hit him with some big thing to top it off. Maybe pull out the brass knuckles and just everything the referee shouldn't be looking at, and like they just wouldn't DQ you. It's the best shit ever. Chat, do I want to do a horror game in the morning? Is that what this is about? Is that what's happening here? It just feels so out of place. I don't know. It feels wrong. Roman really was contemplating putting down the belt. Oh shit, we can finish Kirby. I should finish Kirby. That's what we should do this morning. Are you asking me? I don't know if he was or not. I was just guessing if he was going to put down the belts, if he was going to give it up. He was going to have to because of injury, because we didn't know how bad his injury was. But he was actually playing into his left arm hurting on Monday, which I think means that he's fine. Because if they were trying to hide it, he'd be trying to hide it, but he's not. He literally showed off his left arm a couple times. I'm still worried that we might queue up for SmackDown. And when SmackDown gets here, because they're going to announce their plans going forward, he's going to be like, I got to drop these. I didn't beat Kirby yet. I got to the last section. I have basically the whole fire section, the whole fire world. And then we beat Kirby, and then I find out if I want to fuck around with post-game or not. I don't know what all post-game consists of as far as Kirby goes. Beat Kirby? Yeah, how could I forget about fucking Kirby? Let's do Kirby. We'll finish in Kirby in the morning. Do you have any interest on doing any more Elden Ring? Not in particular. I feel like people who were going to do Elden Ring did Elden Ring, and people who were going to watch Elden Ring watched Elden Ring. And people who still have their Elden Ring streamers already have their Elden Ring streamers, and it's just... Hype wave's gone, and I personally was never someone who was that hype on it to begin with, so... It is what it is. There are zillions of hours of Elden Ring content out there. Not for me. I could just be a really late game Elden Ring streamer. I wish Danny would have streamed more Elden Ring. I know he doesn't stream anymore because he's got a bunch of kids or whatever, but... Finishing a little Kirby in the morning. Oop, not that one. Ah! No, we're good. Sorry, my hair's wild. This is what happens when, actually, you guys should have seen it before I brushed it. This is what happens when I take a shower right before I lay down and try to sleep for an hour and then can't. What it looks like. Are you how does this shitty fucking console automatically installed my Pokemon Legends Arceus update, but did not preload Kirby? The Legends Arceus update I didn't want because it ruined